Good afternoon, and welcome to OddsForecaster. Our demonstration video today is taking place at the UK, at Southwell, and it's the third race, with 19 minutes to post. Currently we have a PPA on number 6, which is the third favorite, and as well as on OddsForecaster we have the number 3 horse as the first, and that the odds with Betfair is pretty much aligned. So our second pick here is the number 9, which is 545, which is pretty much in line here, not much going on there. But the number 6 going out to the third horse, and not too bad with this size of race. We should have it come down a bit, and let's check it out on the chart. Looks like it just broke down through that channel. So let's take a look. Put it up at 7.2. Let's give a refresh here. Oh, already went to 7 on the bid. On your back. And everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, so we're going to keep here with Aqua Ardens. And provides us opportunity to build our position here. Okay, now we just sit back and wait. We got a pretty good amount of money here. And this is a 1 mile handicap. Today's date is January 14th, 2014. And again, we are using Betfair as our marketplace this afternoon. A little bit early in the race here. Okay, as we start to see a little bit more money coming in. And we're just starting to creep up just a little bit on there, so we'll be a little bit careful. We still got 945 here. We got 308, very tight. Got an estimated Betfair starting price at around 7. And that's starting to drift lower as well. It's a good indication. And she's starting to give way now. Looking good. And perhaps we could sneak away with a point, or a little bit less perhaps. Just not a very big spread this afternoon. And we'll see how the other things are shaping up. Money's coming in a bit quicker, spreading out a bit. Again, this is our beta version of OddsForecaster. In the future revisions, we will have automatic refresh, so we won't have to hit reload, as well as sorting the horses in accordance to their odds and not the number of the horse. A lot of back and forth here on the 6. Keep an eye on it. A little basing out here, a little resistance to get through the 7. May take a couple of shots here. And we'll give another refresh. Still pretty solid at 612. And we'll give it some time and see how it reacts to that resistance line. Everything else pretty much the same. Not much spread going on. And again, if we wanted to add to our position here, nothing wrong with that. A little teetering from 772. As the crowd decides whether to break through that resistance. Now, we're creeping up a little bit here. Everything else is still in line. Looks like a pretty flat day for the favorite. Very, very tight. Not much trading to do there. Very stressful trade. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, look at very tight sideways formation. You'd have to be pretty nimble. Okay, we got the number 9 still hanging around where it should be. Let's take a look at her. And spacing out here. Number 6, not too worried about it. Going up on not very strong bids here. I'm not worried about her. We can average up here at 7.6. Maybe touch 8 before retracing. $250,000 coming in. And the thing about these horse racing, when trading is, patience is everything. And we see that the 6 has floated up quite a bit. Still a point difference from where we're at, so I'm going to hold on to that trade. Oh, there we go, a little bounce back. So let's wait to see if when a little bit more money comes in. I see that the favorite is given a little bit more room. And let's take a look at her. Looking that she might test that 3. So that might be an interesting trade for those who want to go after the favorite. So we'll keep an eye on at the 315 back. It's a good quarter to be had. Alright, number 6 is starting to make her move back down again. Testing that 7. We should see her clear that through if we can get a little bit more money in there. Getting pretty close now to our number. So if you have averaged up at around that 8 level, 7, 8. Turning out to be a pretty stable day. Everything is not much going on here. Pretty flat. And we see the action in the favorite start to heat up now. Looking towards to break that 3 from that 315 level. Should definitely get in the 2s. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. And we got the number 9 horse breaking down a little bit more. There we go. A remarkably tight day. Wouldn't blame anybody for laying off this race. And the favorite's about the only one showing action now. 3.1, 2.55. And we average here about 7. And we'll see if we can just get it back down to that 7 level. Maybe close out our trade a little early for about a quarter. Oh, blessed us. It's going to hit us down here. And since it's indicating that it's going to go back up, we're going to close out our trade here. And 6.8 is fine with me. And we'll close out that trade. And it should start to float back up. The thing with OddsForecaster is to get used to the fact that it's seeing far ahead. So when R6 was showing in the 6th level, this is now just getting to that point now. And eventually it'll go back up to our target level here in the 7s. And I expect that to happen with over, probably within the next 100,000 or so. So it'll probably come here and touch that 6 where we had the 612 before bouncing back up off of that level. So let's keep an eye on her. So we got about 0.40 off of that trade. Pretty simple. I'm sure some of us out there could have squeezed out a little bit more, but for our purposes here today is just to show how far in advance OddsForecaster is projecting the odds, and then you have to follow it down and then follow it back up. And things are going to probably stabilize for the 6 horse around 7. Just about here, about that support and resistance line. But that ends the trade for us there. And the 3 starting to stabilize as well. It's a pretty flat day, and that's what's good about OddsForecaster is it projects it ahead of time how things are going to look. And when things are going sideways, it's going to be a very, very tight channel, and those who feel comfortable picking off the 0.1s and 2s can take advantage of this if they're pretty nimble. Otherwise, it's not a market that I particularly like. I like a little bit more spreads involved, and that's where the most benefit from OddsForecaster can be enjoyed. So, with that said, thank you for joining us here today at OddsForecaster and our demonstration video here at Southwell.